Hey. What's that? Yeah, I'm going. Oh, hey, they have a tent down here. That's awesome. Hi guys. I haven't seen Oreo yet. Hi.
We love that place. Yeah. No, I don't. That's like domestic extremism. I hear them. If you wear the American flag, you must be domestic extremist. Why is all this stuff such a priority? I mean, there's all kinds of other people that think they work in
Did you see that giant O-ring? It's very strange. I can't and then you walk up and there's no one
the American flag is simply amazing.
Very curious.
Yes, please. You want to do a quick
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you. What's happening?
Oh, you know, hanging out.
Glad you guys made it here and all the rain.
Yeah,
Are there more folks coming?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't need to be under there, so I'm going to step out here.
You want me to hold that? You got it? I can't do that.
Is that okay?
You know what I mean?
That makes sense because I don't have to pick up the space in there.
And I think that, we'll just kind of let it.
Let's Sure. You'd like to? Should have done this before we got out of the car, but I didn't think about it. Not a problem.
I'll take the park corner real quick for now.
No, nothing is getting wet.
Are you cold?
A little bit.
It is chilly. It got chilly fast.
It went right here.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey! Hey! Welcome back! When'd y'all get back? Oh, nice! That's awesome. How's the car? Is it nice? It does. It looks nice from the outside. Very cool. That's a good umbrella. Why does it have that mesh inside it?
Maybe right here.
Oh, that's cool. Looks like you put things in there.
Hey, now I can't get my back. Now I can't get my front. Now I can't get everything.
So, Mikey, you have to remind me, let's not be loud because Micki's getting into you. So when I forget and I get loud, you have to remind me to be quiet.
I'm afraid to put my finger
Go ahead
Well,
and
then
say
you
your last
start
name.
yelling. Now that's not how it works.
My name is Micki. I'm here in solidarity
don't do that.
with January 6th political prisoners. They've been detained advisory meetings without access to their lawyers, their families, any speedy trial, medical attention, law libraries. They really sit here with nothing to do all day. And I do this time for the American people to stand up for them.
Well, you know, Micki, we talked a few minutes ago, and we talked last night about, you know, my feelings about them, about when I say them, I mean like the FBI coming out and saying that raising up the name of Ashley Babbitt as a martyr in the United States, anybody that does that is some brand of an extremist supposedly in the United States.
I read that.
What is that?
My feelings is just a further attempt to slander my daughter's reputation. And also, if you read that list, there are certain also symbols of patriotism that have been symbols for years. You know, nowadays if you quote a forefather or talk about 1776 or the American Revolution, you're an extremist, you're not a patriot, you're not American. And that being said, these men are up against some judges that also say that absolutely nobody there that day was a patriot. And so that is a perfect slap to everybody that was there. And some of these people absolutely were patriots, but the judges that are trying these men and holding their very lives in their hands already have these predetermined ideas, and I think that just should be a mistrial. I think that some of the things they say just obviously make it clear to me that this is not a fair trial. And the January 6th show trial made it not only impossible to get a fair trial in Washington, D.C., but it tainted the jury pool of the American people, all the American people.
Yeah, I think there's so many people across the United States right now that are just stunned with the very concept that you know, our founding fathers would essentially be branded domestic extremists.
They absolutely would.
But I would propose to you, and I have proposed to you, that I think that your daughter's name now sits right alongside our founding fathers.
Amen.
And we're not going to let her be forgotten.
We can all lift her name up.
So
1, 2, 3.
Ashley Babbitt!
God bless you, people.
I think that we've got to remind people that there is I think that they are afraid. They're afraid of this movement. They are afraid of this movement to restore our American values. They're afraid, because if they weren't afraid, they wouldn't be doing things like this or a raid on Mar-a-Lago, or they just would not be doing it. So, what do you think about just the mere fact of intimidating intimidating the American people
well,
with misdemeanor charges?
It shows that, you know, they were like, the unwashed masses dare approach the palace. Well, this is the United States of America. It's not old world England. You should not be. There should be not such crazies thrown around like thought crimes or people being held in jail for having the wrong reading material or associating with the wrong people. You know, you absolutely have a right to be an American, which should entitle every single person in this country to their constitutional rights. And if they're not guaranteed to everybody, they're guaranteed to nobody. It shouldn't be at the whim of your political party or where you were on any particular day. And if these men are guilty of crimes, let's see the footage, let's see the discovery against them, and stop forcing them into the solitary confinement so they get so desperate to take these awful plea deals in front of these awful judges, and let's see what happened that day. You know, we don't need a show trial. We need the actual footage that would speak for itself. It would show who was naughty and show who was nice. And it's my position that the Capitol Police started this shit that day, and they launched munitions on innocent American people. There were bad actors on the FBI, the CIA, and Antifa were bussed in by the busloads. And if you look at, if you watch Epoch Times documentary, you will see the bad behavior of all these people, and that the same 20 people show up, like the first people to breach the Capitol, the people that were standing around my daughter when she was murdered. You know, what about the police that moved out of the way and let her go in? What about the fact that Michael Byrd shot into a room full of people? He could have shot a police officer that day. You know, he was walking around the Senate floor with his finger on the trigger. He was flagging everybody. You know, I've seen photos of a red laser going from the tip of his gun and pointing at everybody. His finger right on the trigger, but a bunch of crap in his hand, like he was all, you know, checking his earpiece. And I may be the only one of us here that has not watched my daughter die, but I've seen footage close enough. And I saw, you know, at one point Ashley was angry, and she was telling the police officer to talk back up, and then at some point her anger turned to fear. I saw in her face the first time that she was actually scared. And it's my position she was going through that window to take a tactical stance. But I can't tell you exactly what my daughter was thinking, because instead of being pulled through and arrested or detained, she was murdered.
Or given orders. I didn't hear any.
We're given no orders to stand
No-
down.
no
My daughter
orders,
was
no
a
orders.
military officer, well versed in the use of force continuum. Is my position that Michael Bird never started the use of force continuum. He never identified himself as a person, much less a police officer.
Well, and there haven't been any published rules of engagement that were made by the Secret Service or by the Capitol Police with regard to the use of lethal force.
Nope.
That hasn't been publicized.
Nope.
I think the other big thing that you mentioned that was totally missing from anything that's been talked about with regard to January 6th is that there were 3 police officers standing in front of those doors
Absolutely were.
that essentially Ashley was defending,
Yes.
and then they moved aside, and that's when she started to climb through the door. So and then all of the other stuff with the officer on the inside not announcing himself, not giving any commands, just basically pulling the trigger.
And also
So-
not rendering her aid. Not only did they not render her
No
aid,
one rendered her aid.
They
They
did
just-
not render her aid. They did not let Patriots render her aid. And sticking with the theme of the day, they didn't render anybody aid. Some of the people that have charges against them for assault on a police officer were absolutely trying to save lives. McAfee, Lang, Mellis, all were trying to save Roseanne Boylan and the people around her. They were able to save Philip Anderson and Tommy Tatum. They were unable to save Roseanne Boylan. And what I was able to watch, it was like they were killing Roseanne Boylan twice. And then they came out and lied about her family, shamed them into silence, you know, and just like, and these people, their families have been through, they've lost jobs, they've lost homes, they've lost friends of years. And so the whole thing is just so blown up and so bizarre. And the lack of righteous indignation on the American people blows my mind.
Well, because I think that they've been intimidated into silence. I mean,
And
there's
lied
so
to,
many
and
people
yes.
that have been intimidated into silence, and only small bits and pieces are coming out.
Yes.
So what would you ask for people to do to support what you're doing out here, what everybody is doing out here at the Capitol Jail? What would you ask that people do?
I have a website. It's forashley.com. It shows you ways to contact your attorney generals, to file complaints against judges. But you know, there's so many things you can do. There's links to things you can do for these men. You can write them letters. If you don't have finances to support them, because I know everybody doesn't, you can write them letters. You can pray for them. You can let them know they're not forgotten. Groups like this let these men know that they are out here and we care about them. They're not throwaways. They're not, in our minds, criminals. In my mind, they're heroes. They showed up for us that day. They showed up to redress their government because everybody that was there knows it was a stolen election. 1 million people strong. So I say it's our turn to stand up.
Amen to that. Thank you for what you're doing.
For AshleyASHLI.com.
Thank you, Micki, for what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's my first being here.
Micki, I have a very important message for you. This is from Micki. He was released today.
Oh.
We were there to see his release.
Here?
Yes. Brian.
Brian got sentenced today.
4 months.
I was in the federal court for 3 hours. The judge is corrupt. It's Judge Kelly. He doesn't fit the U.S. Constitution. The prosecution is nasty. You know how it's going. He got 4 months in jail for doing nothing. And he's 1 year probation. And his life, he's a child, and his life is going to be marked for life as an insurrectionist.
No, it's not.
And I talked to CNN.
No, we're about to rectify that.
And I talked to CNN, and I said, and she's a very nice girl, the CNN reporter. I said, if you think this young man's an insurrectionist, then you're fake news, and you're going to regret it the rest of your life. Because we're going to expose the truth. So we need everyone now to expose the truth, because we have men like Trennis. We have men like my friend Thomas from Buffalo. We have my friend Daniel. They're all facing
Dave Summerall,
tens.
Randy Ireland,
They're
wealth
all
of information on
but
the
my
subject.
friends have been arrested. They're facing dozens and dozens of years in jail, and these are young, beautiful men who do not deserve to be in jail for they did nothing wrong. Luke Hoffney. So we need to get to the root of this now. It's becoming a very
A personal message from Brian. He wants to meet with you personally. He wants to tell you his story. He wants to support you in your mission for Ashley. This is his criteria. He actually made sure that me and this lady right here made sure that he got from the jail to his home safely. Freedom for
United in Christ. All branches connected to the same tree.
We gotta win this one.
You gotta do it soon.
Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
Stay dry. Stay dry.
Not be forgotten.
Make sure you stay dry.
I think you should get the generator.
Micki.
All right, well, in the captain's absence, would anybody like to open with a prayer? Anybody like to lead us in prayer? No?
I'll do it.
All right, we all look at Steve.
My state was recording the same thing.
Come up
Okay,
here.
let's pray real
Come over here.
quick.
Bow your
Lord,
heads.
Lord God, we ask for freedom for these J6 hostages. We ask that our United States justice system is corrected, and our people, all our American citizens, are given appropriate due process.
Amen.
We love America, we love freedom, and we love you, Lord God Almighty, in Jesus' name. Amen.
So I just got banned on YouTube again. Just standing right here, trying to live stream us. I got banned on YouTube again.
And I'm recording everything that was just said.
Yeah, I just got banned again.
Yeah, whoever is your watcher is biased because every time you publish on that.
Did we do the pledge?
So what do you say on?
You have not done the
I don't know
Let's
why I have
do the pledge.
several platforms. I've got
Right here's
I'm
the flag.
president of a veteran group, so we've got a Facebook.
Right here's
got
the
about
flag.
500,000 members on it.
You
Ready?
stream on that.
Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
Freedom!
Freedom!
I'm trying to cover the flag.
Do you guys have a card or? I don't.
Somebody's got a flyer over there.
If I give you my.
Yeah,
Come in here.
We
got room.
Okay. IRT.
Nope.
We got like 6 more places in here, not for umbrellas, just
So
people.
IRL is banned, so we're in real time. This is you.
He saved me with this TBA.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go pull up the music and grab some drinks.
Yeah, you made it.
Yes, had a good time.
Good wet time.
Hey.
I went to the other side. Nobody does. Well, no, I
Right here, stop that.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off on the subway and go to my apartment.
Are you taking her with you?
Huh?
Are you taking her with you?
No.
Okay.
This gentleman that was with us all day, the older guy.
Patriot Q.
Okay, you not ready?
I'm waiting for you.
Okay.
Too many times that 500 people are going to show up from that man, and 500 people are going to show up.
Wow.
See you later. I'm gonna head to the subway.
Subway?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on to my apartment.
Okay.
Rebecca's taking me to Subway.
Okay. Subway's like it's a block away, man.
I know, it's so close you can hardly drive.
No, you make a right. You make a right in 2 blocks. You can't miss it. You'll see a big, giant thing with a hole going with the escalators. You can't miss it. If you stay on this
God
side.
bless you guys.
It's got a big canopy. Big canopy over it.
Give me a hug, girl. I'll get my stuff out of the truck.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. We'll see you when I get back. Call me.
Michael, you can still get over here.
Yeah, he's talking.
Okay, Michael.
I'm gonna miss you guys too, but I'll be back.
Brian's last name.
Who's?
Brian. The one that got out today?
Yeah. Well, he didn't get out. He just got sentenced.
He got sentenced to 4 months, which is
Yeah.
awful, but
Even the judge said it's usually 15 days.
you know his last name? Okay, I understand. Anybody not get a bracelet that wants one? Let me throw this away. Hold on. Yep.
Right here.
You're welcome. Thank
Right
you
here,
so much
Micki.
for being here.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Yeah, David's here now. Thank you. Freedom Express is here now. Hey, how are you?
Good, how you guys doing?
Good.
I'm sick and tired of this rain, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I know the website?
The for Ashley.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
I'll try to catch you here in a minute.
All veterans posed a domestic terrorism threat in the United States. That was according to the FBI and the DHS. That should alarm everyone that there is anybody in the FBI. Now, they called back and said, oh, this poor word, this I don't know how you
get out of here for a minute.
Right? You get hired a lawyer. There's no way to say that. There's no way to say that and come out any other way than the FBI knows that the American people, the American veterans, will protect the Constitution whether the FBI wants us to or not. And we will. We absolutely will.
It's never taken back. It'll never be taken back. That oath is for death.
It's forever. And they know that. And that's why, I'll tell you guys, let me tell you a couple little things.
I'm sorry.
Very, very important things. Okay, I've worked in counterterrorism for over 20 years. I've been in the military since 1987. So I'm a Cold War soldier, right? And we had to fight the Russians, right? When we were getting ready to fight the Russians, right? So I've been looking at terrorism for years and years and years, and I became the domestic terrorism, the senior collection strategist for domestic terrorism. Now, do you know how many of those there are in the government? One. I was it. Okay, and I drafted the domestic terrorism collection strategy, right? And I pushed back because in the strategy, the FBI wanted a domestic terrorism federal statute. And I said, that totally violates the U.S. Constitution. You've got to take this to legal and have this looked at. It's got to be looked at by legal. Well, you know, they didn't like that, of course, because that's what the FBI really, really wanted. And if you recall, back at that time, Director Wray was saying the number one threat to the United States was what? Domestic terrorism. Yep. But then, after I wrote my 50-page report and I published it on Amazon, after I ran it through the pre-pub review process, okay, so Dee and I read it, they redacted like 15% of my booklet, my report. I published it on Amazon, okay? All of a sudden, Director Wray is coming out and saying, oh, by the way, the number one threat to the United States is, guess what? China, China, China. Okay, like literally, the exact same thing that Trump had been saying for years that they were like laughing at. Now the director of FBI comes out and says, China's the number one threat to the United States. Oh, and by the way, listen to this. We have 2,000 open espionage cases against the government of China in the U.S. There's no country in the world we have more espionage cases open against. And he said we're opening 3 more a day. Do you think, now let's just put things in comparison. Do you think that the FBI has 2,000 open domestic terrorism cases in the U.S.? No way. I know because I read everything they have. And they had nothing. There was nothing on domestic terrorism. Leading into January 6th, there was nothing. And raise your hand right now. I'm gonna give you a little lesson. Raise your hand right now if you think Antifa is a domestic terrorism organization. Raise your hand. That's pretty much everybody. Okay, they are not a domestic terrorism organization. Okay, here is why. Because in order to be a domestic terrorism organization, you actually have to have a plan to carry out something that would influence the U.S. government. So when they were burning cities all around the country, it wasn't any kind of coordinated thing. So what the FBI calls that is an opportunistic crime, right? It's an opportunistic crime. 5 guys are walking down the street, 1 guy throws a brick through a window into the Rolex store, and 4 guys just grab Rolexes and run away, okay? And then the guy throws a Molotov cocktail in there, he's wearing a mask, nobody knows who did it. It's not domestic terrorism because nobody planned to rob the Rolex store, right?
At least
they just did it. Right, they just did it. You can't prove that they planned it. So I say that because I think it's important that there are legitimate grievances with regard to the police. There are some legitimate grievances in some of these communities, right? We got to admit that, okay? There are some legitimate grievances. That doesn't mean you get to go and shoot them on the street, okay? But that's a different kind of crime. So we've got to be real about what they're doing, as well as expect them to be real about what we're doing. When we raise our voices, it's First Amendment protected. When they raise their voices and they're peacefully marching in the street and they're angry, then we've got to support them too, right? We've got to support them too, and we do. What we don't support is when you burn stores and loot and do crap like that. And instead, we got Micki out here. She's picking up her She's picking up the trash. We do the opposite of that, right? So my point is this, guys, we've got to have the right conversation. The right conversation is these people that are politicizing their federal power, that is a gross violation of the U.S. Constitution. It will ultimately go to the Supreme Court. And I guarantee you, if President Trump runs, he will win. And if he wins, he will clean house. And they're afraid of him. They are afraid of him because they know what they've been doing is unconstitutional. That's why they raided Mar-a-Lago. That's why they are grabbing Congress people's cell phones, because they're trying to intimidate us into silence. Now listen, I got to be very clear. I am just speaking on my own behalf as Tom Speciale, not as a member of the military, not as a member of the government. I am just out here expressing my First Amendment rights as an American citizen.
Thank you for doing so.
We have got to be doing that. That is what she is out here doing, raising attention about these people that are basically in here, many of them on misdemeanor charges, okay? They're doing that so that no one will go carry out any more misdemeanors, okay? That's really what they're doing. They're trying to intimidate people into silence. And I know you know it, I know it, and it's working. It's working because there's a lot of our people out there that are being silent. They've silenced their own social media, okay? Okay, they've silenced them. They are self-silencing because they're afraid of the consequences.
Because look what happens.
Because
Look what happens. They will kill you. They will beat you. They will jail you and throw you away the key.
Yeah. They will. And that's what they want you to believe, even though most of the time that isn't what will happen. But you won't get the voice, right? If you don't have a big platform, they'll just leave you alone. But if you have any kind of a platform, they're going to come after you because they don't want you to spread the, so.
When you're sitting in jail, you ain't got a voice.
That's right. Thank you. Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, listen, I got to get home. My kid is waiting for me at home. God bless you. God bless you. And, keep up the fight and bring, we gotta get more little Michaels out here.
That's right.
I know. I'm the president for Vets for America First, and I'm also the chairman for an organization if you live in Virginia called Chasing Freedom Virginia. And we're a conservative group trying to get conservatives elected. And Vets for America First is all about basically supporting veterans, in particular veterans that are suffering from mental illness, people that are homeless, jobs. We're trying to do things to help veterans.
I want to be part of your organization. I am a combat veteran.
All right, well, go Veterans for America First. Go, it's BFAF.com. You can find us. All right, so God bless you guys. Keep up the good work. All right, yep, God bless you. All right, guys.
Amen, brother. Be safe.
Give me one more hug. Thank you.
Let's see if we got any lights yet while I got the chance.
Y'all know Amazing Grace, right?
Oh my goodness.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. But now I see. 'Twas grace that taught, 'twas grace that taught my heart to feel, my heart to feel, and grace my fears alleviate, and grace my fears alleviate. How precious that grace appeared to me. The hour I first believed, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils and snares, have already come, have already come. 'tis grace that brought, 'tis grace that brought me safe thus far, safe thus far. And grace that will lead me home, that will lead me to freedom. The Lord has a promise good to me. His promise is good to me. His word, my bone, my hope secures. He will pay the shield. He will pay my shield and portion be and pour. As long as life endures. As long as life endures. When we've been there 10,000 years, when we've been there 10,000, bright shining as the sun, bright shining as the sun. We've no rest days, we've no rest days to sing God's praise, to sing God. Then when we first began, then when we first began. How beautiful. One day you'll hear stadiums singing, all the people together. America will sing again. Through these troubled times, they shall pass. All communisms have always failed, and this one will too. Well, China continues because we're supporting it. That's the only reason. No communist country, oppression, tyranny is doomed to endure. That's another one, another version. I know you guys sang this already once, but let's do it again. Okay. My country, 'tis of thee again. And you know the first verse. 'Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I see. And where thy fathers died, and where thy pilgrims cried, from every mountainside, let freedom. Now from this point, la la la. La 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 la, noble free, I lay my love. Thou live thy rocks and reefs, all roads and temple gates, thy forth enraptured peace from that above. Or keep singing the first verse. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. And where thy fathers died, and where thy pilgrims cried, from every mountainside, let freedom reign. That's right. Here's a great African American singing songs from the heart, America the Beautiful, in his unique style, but of course we can all sing together. Oh, beautiful, our heroes proved. Wait, and then sing the chorus. Liberating strife. I don't know why he put the second verse first. Who more than self, their country love, and the mercy wine. Here we go. America. boyhood. And proud childhood with brotherhood. With brotherhood from sea.
You know, when I was in school, we used to sing something like this. Listen here.
Beautiful, spacious skies, amber waves of grain, purple mountain, majesty.
No, there weren't any lights flashing yet, and I was just over there. There's a lot more streamers here tonight, so in a minute we'll check them out.
Hey, I'm sorry we couldn't be here on 4th of July to sing America Happy Birthday, but Toby Keith did. Happy birthday, America. No, you guys are not alone. We're here with you.
Got you!
We drove one of you guys home today. We hope we can help more of you like that. This time shall pass. Don't give up faith.
Happy birthday, America. It's the 4th of July.
I didn't do that. Uh-oh. Now sometimes they shut us in.
Sorry, guys. If you wake up in your freedom, but sometimes I wonder why. Seem like everybody's listening on the red, white, and blue. Happy birthday, America. Whatever's left of you. You were the darling when you saved the world. WW1 and 2. France would just be part of Germany now. That never hold you. Now your children gonna turn you in. Do something better than yourself. They burn your flag in their city streets.
She's back there.
Holding anybody else. Happy birthday, America. It's the 4th of July.
Popped out of you, sorry.
How you doing up in your freedom? Sometimes I wonder why. Seems like everybody's pissing on the red, white, and blue. Happy birthday, America. Whatever's left of you. That's your nickname, man. Who they gonna count on? We got Micki.
That's what we want to see.
see.
Will the world keep right on spinning? I'm the greatest of them all.
You guys have all the names of
Got the helping hand of God. You're dead and I'm my old friend. Wish you're gonna miss you, girl. You were the best that's ever been. Happy birthday, America.
Thank you. Comparing me to Buffalo Man is a real compliment. You guys are awesome.
Down the city.
Go from one extreme to the other, don't we?
Plus, you can't see my shirt. Deep Creek Lake Maryland.
Haven't seen Santa yet.
Big city. That's
I know. You just draw her to you.
She's all for it. Just give it away.
She's our mascot.
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
That's right. Freedom Keela.
The lights start blinking.
Top right, all the way up, on the next to the top level, all the way in the back. There's two of them blinking. While we were singing.
Steve was here.
Great shot.
Thank you guys, you're awesome.
Am I the only one here tonight? Shaking my head and thinking something ain't right. Is it just me? Am I losing my mind? Am I standing on the edge of the end of time? Am I the only one? Tell me I'm not. Who thinks of taking all the good we got and turning it back? Hell, I'll be damned. I think I'm turning into my old man. Am I the only one willing to bleed? Take a bullet for being free? Screaming what the fuck in my TV for telling me, yeah, you're telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in the town near, watching the threads of old glory come undone. Am I the only one not brainwashed, making my way through the land of the lost, who still gives a shit and worries about his kids as they try to undo all the things he did? Am I the only one who can't take no more screaming? If you don't like it, there's a fucking door. This ain't the freedom we've been fighting for. It was something more. Hey! Well, Mama told me when I was
Get up there and rattle about.
Oh, take your time. Don't live too fast. Troubles will come.
This one's Jeff. Sorry.
They will pass.
He left.
You'll find a woman, and you'll find love. And don't forget that there is a someone and be a simple kind of man. Be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Get your love from the rich man's gold. All that you need now is in your soul. And you can do this if you try. All that I want from you, my son, is to be satisfied. It's to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man. Won't you do this for this time? It can. Baby, be a simple man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son? If you can. Am I the only one here tonight, shaking my head and thinking something ain't right? Is it just me? Am I losing my mind? Am I standing on the edge of the end of time? Am I the only one? Tell me I'm not. Who thinks of taking all the good we got and turning it back? Hell, I'll be damned. I think I'm turning into my old man. Am I the only one willing to bleed? Take a bullet for being free. Screaming, what the fuck in my TV for telling me, yeah, you're telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love.
still gives a shit and worries about his kids as they try to undo all the things he did. Am I the only one who can't take no more screaming? If you don't like it, there's your fucking door. This ain't the freedom we've been fighting for. It was something more. Yeah, it was something more. Am I the only one willing to fight for my love? All the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in a town near you. Watching the fans of old glory come undone.
No talking about the children. And it's a song, people.
I can't be the only one. Am I the only one who quit singing along every time they play a Springsteen song? Am I the only one sitting here, still holding on, holding back my tears for the ones who paid with the lives they gave? God bless the USA. Willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in a town near you. Watching the threads of old glory come undone. I'm not the only one.
There's no copyright, right?
No.
Okay.
There's not.
Children in the swamp of America, that's why we love them. We the people got us back, you know we stand for something. I was at the Capitol witness, hate in their eyes. I stood on the battlegrounds, they won't catch me inside. Those who picked them patriots, they had tears in their eyes. Trying to steal our pride, but yeah, you know we outside. They can never take our freedom, real patriots ride. They can never take our freedom, real Americans ride. I done seen them barricades open and people jumping. I done seen the media police walk around it. They gon' try to lock us down, you know we popping out. 1776, boy, you know we rocking out. People judging people, this is crazy these days. They been shooting, they been rioting for hundreds of days. Patriots, we fed up, we know that we got fed up. Who made that phone call? They got that patriot wet up. Actually, baby, yeah, you know we hold you in prayer. Actually, baby, yeah, you know your soul's in the air. Actually, baby, yeah, you know true patriots care. Left your blood up on the battlegrounds like this is fair. Oh, at least we making history. Never forget what they did to me. Boy, you know I bounce back on them, won't even say names. They tryna ban me, yeah. I'll make a new page. Friend in the swamp of America, that's why we love them. We the people got us back, you know we stand for something. I was at the Capitol witness, hate in their eyes. I stood on the battlegrounds, they won't catch me inside. Lost with them patriots, they had tears in their eyes. Tryna steal our pride, but yeah, you know we outside. Take our freedom, real patriots rap. We can take our freedom, real Americans rap. Let's start a patriot party. Yeah, let's start a patriot party.
Yeah. RIP to anybody who lost their life in the Capitol, man, January 6th. On both sides, you know. I saw with my own eyes. My feet were out there. I was on the battleground. I was not in no Capitol though. Never would have been the Capitol. I was just out there seeing it firsthand. I put a lot of time in for Trump. We put a lot of time in for Trump. Trump rallies, boat rallies, Patriots stand up. We started the Patriot Party. Ashley Babbitt, RIP you. God bless you, God bless your family, man. Make Trump president again, you know how we come. Stand up.
Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
Song here, guys.
Ashley Babbitt!
This is a song that Ryan Mott wrote and he sells.
This one's for my boys in old man. They're sending me away 'cause I took a stand. My voice is all that I can give. They've taken everything except this life I live. The politicians smile when they burn my town. Say tear another statue to the ground. They try and divide with fear and hate, and keep us in our homes till it's too late. Well, they came with guns, said to our head. No rocks,
Sorry if I got you. Did I get
locked
you?
me in a cell. So to my boys,
I'll see if I can get the lights when we do the national anthem, guys. That's when they really go. There's a lot of other people here that want to see the lights too.
I stood for words you may never get to say. And through the years and all the tears, we may never be the same. So I pray. There's men on the block lost everything. But every single night there's an anthem they sing. And then I sit down, try and write to my son words about wisdom and honor and love. Will they ever understand that I stood for them? Trying to right the wrongs that evil put us in. So to my boys I left behind that January day, I stood for thoughts, I stood for words you may never get to say. And through the years and all the tears, we may never be the same. So I pray. Pray that you choose to see through all the lies that you're told. That they can take time, but they can't take your mind or your soul. They want you to hate, but it's never too late to choose love. So choose love, and choose love, and choose love, choose love. 'Cause there's a formula of lies and mistrust.
Oreo and Freedom Express are both lining the lines right now if you want to go over there. There's not enough room for all of us to get them at the same time.
Simple answer to what we must do. Strip them of the power, give it back to you.
Yeah!
cage. If you talk about freedom, they'll remind you you're a slave. So to my boys, I left behind that January day. I stood for thoughts, I stood for words you may never get to say. And through the years and all the tears, we may never be the same. So I pray, my voice is all that I can get.
Are you sure? I'm trying to see the lights without seeing what everybody else is doing.
This life I live. So this one's for my boys in a whole band. They're sending me away cause I took the stand. I gotta go away cause I took the stand. Is there anyone left to make a stand?
Sorry, Dad.
So at request of this young man over here, what's your name?
Micki.
Mikey. Can you sing?
Go sing, Mikey.
All right, and we're gonna be his background choir, okay?
That's right.
Things were gone, were all my life. Then I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Good job.
Sing it, Michael.
Turn them up. Oh, Micki! I think I'm back.
From the lakes
in Minnesota
to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where's the pride in every American heart? And it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
What's his name again? What's his name? Mikey, good job. We're proud of you. I hope those boys in there heard you. So that song, I think you've heard that song everywhere, right? All around the country, it's been sung all around I was real disappointed when you didn't show up to the NRA convention out in Houston. And we sang it outside, and we sang down, we challenged them to a sing-off, and we sang down Antifa. I've done it 6 times. I challenge them to a sing-off. I challenge you motherfuckers to a sing-off. And we sing those songs. They leave every time, and I'm not kidding you. They leave every time they pack up. Even Michigan, when they were fully armed, which they had a right to be, 50 of them, and we had 4,000. And we sang, we were all armed too. Almost a battle, but we challenged them to a sing-off. They all left. It was beautiful. So that's I have many stories like that, but it's important. If you ever get surrounded by them, just start singing. I'm serious. My country, 'tis of thee. It's totally disarming. King Jehoshaphat and King David used these tools extensively. We had 2 warring armies, and he was sending musicians between 2 warring armies. And the other side was ordered to kill the musicians, and their infantry refused. And because of that, they started killing their own infantry. They broke out in battles against themselves because they wouldn't kill the musicians. All of you, and I found out how many musicians he had. 7,000. So, and those are his foot soldiers many times. You are foot soldiers, all of you. Learn these songs. This is how we pass on our culture to the next generations. We're partly at fault. They don't know a lot of our history. I know my country, 'tis of thee, it's simple, but there's many beautiful songs. People don't know the words of the national anthem. It's not really excusable. But so that's how we win our battles, and that's how we've had peace here. We've been singing, and you remember the first day we were here? There was a whole bunch of officers here. So they saw our intentions are peaceful. So how much time we got till the?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, all right. I think which one?
Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald's. What's the name of that song?
In God We Trust.
In God We Trust. Tom McDonald's.
That's right.
So to the detainees, in God we trust. God is watching over you. We've asked all these congressmen in the cemetery to protect you.
Distancing, it's actually a bigger plan. It's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy. There's always someone listening. They're rigging the elections, planning riot for the citizens. The government has always lied. It's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praising Jesus. Every year there's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home? Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they're lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Y'all missing what was written in the pages. That was history they wrote, now you wanna change it. You racist, you hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages?
Do any of my mods have the information to write to the inmates?
In the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I hate white liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather. You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same. Stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave.
Man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they're lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
I see through all the illusions, refuse to humor rumors or accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off their confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool persecution if I make a contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And if threat is a promise, stand up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest, test of time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Each set a higher ground and drown in their drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you wanna see, the warrior that we're needing.
Man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they're lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the
Well, if you don't like the music playing, why don't you come down and offer to DJ?
The government or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers.
Oh, we got some Lincoln.
The problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dream. The world's going crazy and they're lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
That one blinks. And the one over by itself next to the top. It blinks.
And to all you who have served anywhere in this prison, we thank you, we honor you for your honorable service. Thank you so much. You'll not be forgotten. We're profoundly appreciative for what you've done. And what you're going to do when you get out, bring peace and help build a better America when you get out. We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleeping peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier.
All right, we see you. God bless the USA. Freedom, thank you for your service. And we know when you get out, you're going to do a great deal of good when you get out.
That's right. Those are our future leaders in there. We know
that's
it.
Right.
You know it.
That's right. You're going to lead this country in a good, positive way.
And American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our head.
You're all right.
My daddy served in the army. We lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister, and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. A mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. As soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Freedom, put your name at the top of his head, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking its fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing the bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Justice will be served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage. You'll be sorry that you messed with the U.S. of A. Cause we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. And put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
He was advocating violence against our enemies in foreign countries, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make that clear. Somebody listens to that and try to somehow change it on us. You know, we advocate peace, love, and joy, and that's the American way. We'll protect our rights, but we want to do it first of all peacefully. We gathered together on January 6th as peaceful protesters, encouraging Ted Cruz's amendment to be accepted, and that they would delay until the 20th. The 20th is the only date in the Constitution that was mandated. January 6th is an arbitrary date. We had no intention of changing the outcome of the elections. We were not insurrectionists. 99.99% were peaceful. That's an absolute fact. There's so much evidence. And why they won't get Nancy Pelosi to testify under oath. She kept enough. That's right. History will. That's right. I don't know. I wouldn't want to catch what she has. History will be cruel to Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and the Democrats. That's right. God will do it. When the history finds out these people have sneakily declared martial law, detained these good men and women for how many days? 580 days. 580 days without due process. Can't go to law library. Can't speak to their attorneys. Crappy food.
Can't see their family.
can't see their families 580 days. This is called indefinite detention. This is what the communists did, and they have been harassed. It's unfortunate. We're pleading that the officers, the watch commanders, lieutenants, plead for their humanity. They treat these men, do not violate the Geneva Convention. We treat them with respect and with the honor due to them as any American. Unfortunately, we've heard that some of your guards are not Americans, are just supplied, brought in here. You might not understand our constitutional rights, but your watch commanders do, and they can be held civilly liable for what they've done. That time will come, not yet. But if you think you're not subject to this because there's been a fake martial law, that's another thing coming. There will be ultimate justice when the American public finds out they've declared martial law in a sneaky, suspect way. So we're going to sing now. Now, gentlemen, officers here, you've taken an oath of the Constitution, and this song is played every day at the Navy Yard. If you know the words, we invite you to sing along with us, the national anthem. 1814, this song was written.
Can you see?
Hang on. That's you. Sorry?
All the lights flickering.
This was written in 1814, 200 and all right, go ahead. Can you mark? Is that? Go.
Can you see by the dawn's early night what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang like the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? For spacious sky.
All right.
Come on, you gotta say this. We always gotta finish like this. USA! 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 USA!
This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war on tradition. This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war. This is a war.
This is a war that we living through. Never revealing you that they are still even killing you. They don't tell you what the hell you agreeing to. Keeping it hurting you, don't know who leading you. Keep on pretending to follow your mind is so hollow. While you being coddled by government swallowing up everything that the media tell you without a question or a problem. All of these sheep being slaughtered, they poison the water, removing the father and trusting these daughters. Ignoring blue collar, keeping the dollar and washing your sons and your daughters. Ain't got any honor if I'm being honest. I just ain't picking this side, but I'm not around for my freedom and down for my freedom and question the government lies. A lot on my mind in so little time. Gotta think all of us needing a sign. The devil he hides an ego and pride. They sell them, they paying the price. God won't give you more than you can handle. Government should be dismantled. Every politician got a scandal. Prepare for the war, we going to battle.
This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war on tradition. This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war. This is a war.
I'd rather be red pill, get killed. The ignorant living in me that still don't stand up for something. You falling for nothing. No way to the world that we know fall ill. This is the revelation of a generation losing civilization. I'm determinated just to liberate us without dedication. Fuck your terminator, fuck your medication. The administration cannot alienate us or exterminate us. I'll just keep on praying for your salvation. You are outdated. Society becoming outrageous. Keep your house painted for the firstborn. The angel of death in its worst form. We being scorned. Look out for their horns. Remember this isn't their first war. They coming prepared, so just be aware. They do not want to hear none of your prayers. This is a war that ain't playing fair. They feed up your fear. They wanting you scared. Death and despair, but it's all in the air. Just be aware. You think I care? The more that you know, the more that it's clear. This is a war. It's
This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war on tradition. This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war. This is a war. Oh, of the slave to the crickets make a sound. Where's the bold and the brave? We all have to stand our ground. Oh, of the slave to the crickets make a sound. Where's the bold and the brave? We all have to stand our ground. This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war on tradition. This is a war on religion. This is a war on the children. They give you the cure with the sickness. This is a war. This is a war.
Here is your president to proclaim before the country and before the world, this monument will never be desecrated. These heroes will never be defaced. Their legacy will never, ever be destroyed. Their achievements will never be forgotten. And Mount Rushmore will stand forever as an eternal tribute to our forefathers and to our freedom. We are the nation that gave rise to the Wright brothers, Harriet Tubman, George Patton, the great Louis Armstrong, Elvis Presley, Ella Fitzgerald. We settled the Wild West, won 2 world wars, landed American astronauts on the moon. Centuries from now, our legacy will be the cities we built, the champions we forged, the good that we did, and the monuments we created. America's destiny is in our sights. America's heroes are embedded in our hearts. America's future is in our hands. And ladies and gentlemen, the best is yet to come.
You might be asking yourself, can you actually create high quality?
By nature, on man, liberty is maintained in security of society.
Oh, in the bucket.
I live very close to the Ronald Reagan Library, and here's a man, his extraordinary story. I put him up there with Abe Lincoln. He had to fight against one of the greatest evils there ever was that killed over 150 million people. If we put Mao, 60 million. Eastern Europe, behind the Iron Curtain. Our bosses, our leaders collaborated with evil. They chumped up this word called détente, the coexistence of communism and capitalism, and yet freedom was losing. We were losing our liberty. We were losing. He said that, Reagan said that detente. Isn't that what a farmer does with his turkey all year long until Thanksgiving Day? What do we say to our brothers and sisters now caught behind their iron curtain? Give up your dreams of freedom now, because in order to save our own skins, we're just too willing to make a deal with your slave masters? Do you and I have the courage to say there is a price we will not pay? There is a point beyond which evil must not advance. He would go on to say that evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. Well, you and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, but we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said, if we lose this war, and in so doing lose this great way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those that had the most to lose did the least to prevent it from happening. Well, I think it's high time now that we ask ourselves if we still even know the freedoms that were intended for us by our founding fathers. Every generation of Americans needs to know that freedom exists, not to do what you like, but having the right to do what you ought. And that is the freedom that I wish for you. Set yourselves apart from this corrupt generation. Be saints. You weren't made to fit in. You were born to stand out. God bless you.
Okay, I'm going to let people get out of the rain. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming out in the rain and standing here and singing and showing these men how much we love and support them.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you. God bless you, and hope to see you guys again soon. I understand a lot of people are going to reawaken, and the captain has other things to do tomorrow. If you can come, I'd be happy to see you. And if not, I'll see you next time you can be here. Thank you again, and God bless you.
We love you. Bless you.
Hey, actually, I know she doesn't like it, but if anybody has some sound system she can use while she's here, just bring a speaker, bring a microphone. Yeah, bring speakers, bring some sound system. You're gonna have to find a way to power it. You have to bring a generator or a battery. She can't take it with her, so.
If not, we'll just have to be extra loud.
Extra loud. Let's get
loud
loud.
lady? Where'd she go?
Be loud.
That is not at all right.
time to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away.
Sing it nice and loud.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
All right, nice and loud.
and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her till today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Good night, Patriots!
God bless you guys. You're only playing just quietly. Play one song. We'll turn off your.
One in the second window.
See if it works. Oh, I didn't have to turn it. That's good.
It's hard to see out there. I don't know about these windows, but I know where I've been.
Oh.
Barely get
Is
light.
yours off?
Oh. If you're in the basement.
Turn your. Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Dude, that's like against your health. Like you need vitamin D to survive.
We went out for a wreck, look, straight up, and like 6 stories up.
All right, we're gonna help the captain get his stuff back.
A little bit, like
That was like an off-take.
So if you weren't there in the middle of the day, you didn't even get there for
Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth.
I know how to put it down. All right, go for it.
Oh, we know how to do it.
Wait, our flag is in there. Let me grab our flag.
Josh.
Oh, here's this flag.
Sorry. Filming the brick wall. Thank you so much for your everybody's supports. I got some PayPal and coffee. I appreciate that. If I haven't reached out and thanked you already, I missed you. I apologize. Thank you again. I won't be here tomorrow night. Many of you know that. Freedom Express Media, he will be here. I'm not sure who else. I miss you guys too. I will be back as soon as I get some things taken care of. My sister that was getting married for my prayer warriors, her fiance has been diagnosed with cancer. They decided to not have a wedding so they can go 3 states away for him to start chemo. So they went in front of a judge and signed the papers today.
All right, take care.
Thank you. God bless you. Peace.
Yep, Freedom Express Media. Thank you, everybody. Alright, I'm getting off here for tonight. If there's going to be a meeting in the morning.
Don't turn off. Look at this. Do not turn off. What's that?
There's going to be a meeting in the morning. I may catch the meeting before I leave.
What is that?
Not sure what that is. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good night. God bless.